Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important topic of Angular Directive, that is ngFor example. In last session, we discussed about how to use ngFor directive for looping through array. So this session is in the continuation of the same, where we are going to see a process where we will loop up, where we will be looping from an array of object. Okay, although the process is same, but sometime you might get confused between this process and the earlier process. That's why I will explain each and everything from scratch, like how we can iterate a loop inside an array of object. Okay, but before we proceed further, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use array of object with for directive, ngFor directive. Okay, alright, so let's get started. Here what I will do, I will firstly go to app.component.ts file, and here I will declare one array of object just to explain you the things. Okay, so just assume there is a user data which we want to store as an array of object. So what you need to do for that, you just need to create array of object. So let's create it. So here I will write user equal, then square bracket, because we are going to create a array, then curly braces, and one by one we will define the values. So in this I will write id, and let's put id as 1, comma, then we will put name. Here let's say I want to put Amit, then a comma, then here we will put let's say status. Okay, status. So here either we can write true or false. Let's make it as boolean value. Perfect. Now you can save it, and let's move to the next object. So in next object I will put my next record. So for that, curly braces, id 2 name colon, and here I will write Sharmit, then comma, status colon false. Okay, or maybe we can keep it as true. It is up to you, like how you want to prepare the data. I'm just showing you some sample data. Okay, likewise we will create one more record. So here I will write id colon 3 comma name colon, and here I will write Vishal. Perfect. Okay, after this what we will do, we will put comma here, status, and in status we will write false. Perfect. Okay, so let's save it. So once I save this array of object, it is ready. And now the requirement, because understanding the requirement is one of the most important thing while learning any concept. Okay, once requirement is clear, then you are pretty much confident that what you want to select from the features of Angular and how you want to implement it, right? So for that purpose, what I will explain you now, I'll explain you the requirement. So requirement is that from this array of object, I want to print out all these names only. Okay, either names or IDs or status. Okay, but for now I just want to print the name. So we all know that looping can be used here to save the time, because we know in manual approach which we discussed in last session also, in manual approach it will take time, one by one you have to write everything, right? But here, instead of using manual approach, what we will do, we will use looping, and looping through ngFor directive. Okay, so for that what we will do, we will simply go to app.component.ts file, and in this ts we are in ts file itself. So make sure before using ngFor directive, common module is imported, because if it is not imported, it will show you the error. Okay, so here you can see I have already imported this thing, which is common module. Let's say if it is not there, so you need to write it like this, common module, and once you write enter, it will automatically add this line as well. Okay, if these things are not added in the ts file, it will not allow you to write the ngFor directive. Now let's go to app.component.html file. Here what we will do, we will print one heading first, loop object. So this is our topic for today. And now what we will do, we will create one unordered list or maybe ordered list. Through that ordered list, one by one, we will print all the data. Okay, so let's write it here, ordered list. In ordered list, we will write list item, and in this list item, we will run the loop. So for that, I will write ngFor equal, and here currently it is showing that ngFor directive was used in template, but neither ngFor directive nor the common module was imported. But you have already imported it, so don't worry. Like if it is already imported, you can simply continue to write your logic and it will be automatically removed. Okay, fine. So now how to print this value? So to print or to iterate this line multiple times, what we will do, we will simply mention it here, let user of users, and make sure it is case sensitive. So whatever you are writing, write as per your cases. So here we are using users. Let's make it as users. Okay, perfect. So now you can see let user of users, and then just save it and just run this application for once, because I want to show you that it is not only for name. It can be used for anything, because right now I am not printing any name, and still you will see that it will show me the list. Okay, empty list. Let's verify that. So here we will write ng serve -- open, enter. It will take few seconds and it will open the application for us. Then you can simply wait for a few seconds, and now you can see the browser is open and we can see there is one empty list. Why empty? Because we are not printing anything yet, right? So to print anything here, what you will do, we will use here curly braces. In this curly braces, we will simply mention user, not users, user. Why? Because we are assuming let user of users. Okay, so user is the variable and it is not fixed. If you want to use any other name, for example a, so you can mention here a dot name. Okay, now if you save it and refresh it, you will find that names are printed: Amit, Sharmit and Vishal. And why we are getting these names? Because this line is repeated for the this ngFor is repeated multiple times as per the object array object data. Okay, and that's why we are getting this result. But if I talk about the variable, always make sure to give some meaningful name to these variable. Okay, otherwise you will get later confused like what we are supposed to write here. Okay, so that's why I always keep similar to it. So user of users means here it will print only users, so still it is printing the same result. Clear? And as I mentioned earlier also, it is not only for name, you can use for ID. You can see now it is printing ID. Similarly, if you want to print status, it will print the status as well. Okay, so it is all completely depend on your requirement, like what all values you want to print and what is your plan for the task. Accordingly you can decide what you want to mention here. Okay, like let's say if here I mention user.name, so you will see that we are printing both the things. Okay, so likewise according to your requirement you can customize your logic. But here what we mainly discuss like how to iterate through the object. Now like those who have already understand the last session, they might have understand it on a very early basis because they know the syntax, they know the structure, right? But those who are directly watching this session, for them it might be a bit tricky, because whenever we see the array of object, we got confused that how to iterate here, right? But it's quite simple. You just need to declare the object, and after that you can use ngFor and let user of users, and then accordingly as per the requirement you can print the data. So basically what ngFor is doing here, it is repeating this line multiple times as per the object data. Clear? So I hope this particular topic is clear to all of you, like how to loop through object, array of object. And if you have any queries or questions regarding this session, or maybe regarding any of the previous session, you can simply put it in a comment section. so that I can try to help you there, and if you need my help, just put it in a comment. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.